Okay, good afternoon everyone. This is Sandeep from Roads Less Traveled. Basically, we've just created a platform that connects local operators, a lot of unknown local operators who are doing very well in their areas, in Himalayas, in Rajasthan, across the Himalayas and in the Northeast. We're connecting their products with the travel markets. So the products or the packages range across adventure, culture, wildlife, village tourism, and rejuvenation, of course. And we've been traveling on our own across the Himalayas primarily and created all these products along with the local suppliers. We've trained them, and all the packages and all the end products can be seen on rltgo.com. RLT stands for Roads Less Traveled, of course. And as I say that any organization is as strong as the team itself, so we've got a good mix of young people straight out of college and experienced travel professionals. And myself, I'm the founder, and I've worked in the corporate sector for 11 years, including 3 years in the National Geographic Channel. So who's the target audience? Basically, we're looking at the corporate people who are residing in the top 10 metros in India. These people do a lot of travel. They have all the disposable incomes, and they do at least take 3 to 4 holidays in a year. And they're actually done with their the Shimlas and the Nainitals and all the regular hill stations and all the regular places, the Jaipurs of the world. So now they're looking at things that are beyond these places, and they're looking at things that are experiential in nature. They've grown beyond just sightseeing. There used to be the time when a holiday would mean going to a relative's place and staying there for 4 or 5 days up to a month, and the maximum that you would do is you would have a sightseeing list in your hand. You'll have to cover 6 places, 1 waterfall, and all of that. You'll just see them visually, and that's it. But right now, the TG that we're looking at are indulging into the experiential things. They would like to go beyond regular sightseeing and even get into indulging into their hobbies also for a while. So we do have the photography trips, we do have cycling trips. In fact, we just did, in the month of September, we did a Manali to Leh cycling trip. So which had the CEOs of Bombay, we had HR head of Vodafone, we had Jack and Jones CEO. So people are doing these kind of holidays which are very experiential in nature. So we're looking at this kind of target segment from India. And of course, people from the Western world, they are quite evolved. They love these kind of products. So we don't have to hard sell it to them, but to the domestic market, we do have to educate them quite a bit. So value proposition is fairly simple. We're looking at for the domestic travelers, they do a lot of weekend weekend holidays which initiate them into experiential travel, which is where it all starts. It used to start with a very simple rafting trip earlier on. Now it is evolving to village tourism, village walks. A lot of people love to experiment and have dinners and lunches in local villages. They're all nice and clean and hygienic places which we've developed. We have the processes set in place so that everything is hygienic and likable. So it starts off with that and then eventually grows into up to a 2-week to a 3-week holiday, which will have a lot of things inbuilt into it depending on the taste of the consumer. So it could be a wildlife holiday, it could be a village trip. We have trips which involve staying with the nomads in Ladakh along the Indo-China border. And the business model is fairly simple. We have the customers on one end, which are looking at. We've divided the holidays into 4 segments basically. So it starts with domestic long weekend, which is a very popular segment nowadays, to a domestic long holidays, which is basically into the summer vacations and the autumn breaks. And then we have the foreign and the inbound segments. So the way we reach out to these guys is primarily through social media and the marketing alliances. And on the other side, we've got this process wherein we reach out to the local operators in various cities, and we choose the ones that are showing quality, that have the local tourism board's approval, and we train some of them which we eventually want to take as the long-term partners. And for some of the high-end trips, we send the R&D trip leaders from the head office itself. this is the regular thing wherein you get into a circle through the social media and then eventually a great experience. And all of this is actually leading to a very good local footprint because this is promoting local entrepreneurship. We are promoting a lot of youth who would have otherwise gone out of their current small towns into a big city and actually have landed up in a call center. So kind of avoiding that and making them give jobs in their own cities. And then of course the environmental sustainability is there primarily because in place of using local hotels, hotels have a lot of footprint. We are basically using local stays. So in local stays also we've got the entire gamut of options, starting from a homestay which could be as affordable as $1,000 to $1,500 to a British bungalow, an old colonial bungalow that is there, to a heritage haveli. A lot of places we get these heritage havelis, to even staying with the Maharajas. We have some products which are staying with the Maharajas in Rajasthan. So basically the entire crux is to get the local flavor. It's to stay in a place and get the local flavor, get the local experiences. Once you stay in such a place, then you indulge in the local experiences. Instead of staying in a hotel which is a standard McDonaldized hotel, which is same across India or across the globe, using local stays, which helps eventually in creating a lot of jobs locally. This is some of the trips that we recently did. Cycling expedition from Manali to Leh, an 11-day trip, getting popular. Then the picture on the right-hand side below is staying with nomads near the Somoreli lake. And the one above is in the Zanskar region of Ladakh. Then we have the cultural and spiritual trips, dining with Maharajas. Then this is a drive that we did along with the school children in Malali and Leh area, which was a responsible traveler drive, which is to educate not just the tourists who go there and litter quite a bit, but also to educate the localers, so that they can also educate in turn, the tourists. So that is pretty much it. Enough questions?
How do you scale up this model? Because if you were to start Bhutan, what would be the process in which you would train hospitality and all that?
Okay. Scaling up is of course a lot of people. So that's the reason we're going slow. We are a 1.5-year-old company, but our primary focus right now is on Himalayas. So Ladakh, Kumaon, Himachal, we're already doing pretty well. We have the local people trained over there. But Bhutan would again involve going there, setting up the processes, meeting local people. We have a lot of leads already. Since we are in the business, all the leads are already there. But it involves at least a 10 to 15 day kind of traveling from one of the key partners from Delhi and going there and setting up the things. So scalability is, if you get a lot of people on board, scalability is easier. Different people can travel to different places. But if you want to ensure quality and with lower investments, we are a self-funded organization as of now. So we're taking one step at a time.
And do you have feedback on, like saying the maths? So the experience feedback. Expectation matching.
Yeah, see, expectation matching is what it is, eventually. Inbound customers, foreigners, they really loved it. But Indians, some feedback is there because, it's real nomads, right? Once they give you yak milk to drink, there could be hair in it. So you've got to be, when you go into such a place, the expectation has to be there. That's what we inculcate it in the guys who we're sending over there. But sometimes there's some mismanagement.
And what is the price of that?
This one would be around 45,000. A 7-day trip to Ladakh.
Plus travel.
Plus the flights. Or by road. Most of our customers go by road. Manali to Leh.
And by doing such a trip, somebody from your company would be accompanying my customer?
Yeah, if it's a larger trip which involves more than 10 people or more than 8 people at times, definitely one of the trip leader goes. But if it's just a couple or 4 people at the most who just want their own privacy, then there is no need. But if someone asks specifically, or we ask them, do you need a specific guide, then I definitely will.
Have you come across any other organizations which do training of homes for people who doing homestay or things you can outsource to?
There are company, I mean Mahindra Homestays of course is there. So those kind of companies are there, but they are on a much larger scale. They have a computerized and everything is computerized. The systems are there. But they're fairly restricted to the places where they get huge volumes. Because that's a volume driven game. You don't get immediate returns from a place like Zanskar in Ladakh. So it has to be driven by passion to begin with. And eventually the return comes.
Hi, my question is that is it driven from a business wise? Is it driven largely from an event management company perspective, or how much the online presence is contributing to your lead generation and the conversion also? Because as an event, as a model, it looks very nice, but how much it is digitally contributing to the development of your business and acquisition of customers, etc., was not that clear. Because even in your presentation, most things are about the program rather than about the digital impact or the processes.
And fixed departure is 100% driven digitally through Facebook and through our website. We've got around 13,000 people on the Facebook and not a single ad till now. It's all word of mouth and it's all digitally driven. We haven't done any single ad. Ads would of course lead to a much higher result. And those 13,000 people are pure passionate people about Himalayas and wildlife and adventure. So 100% of our fixed departures are filled through that. And then customized, of course, the leads are gotten through it, but then it gets into a manual mode wherein they want something customized. So it has to be, the package has to be devised as per their own needs. And then things
out of the customer leads, what would be the ratio between the guys who are coming digitally and coming direct?
I would say almost overall it should be 80% should be digital, because we don't have a a shop or office in a main area or wherever where people.
What I meant, my question was something like even if it's word of mouth, how much the digital platform is getting used is important as far as this forum is concerned. See, they may be calling you and understanding and being part of your trips, but the question is how much your digital presence is contributing to the overall program.
It would surely be around 80%, because all the awareness and all the lead generation happens through digital, and then the conversion would happen over phone. A lot of customized conversion would happen over phone.
Any more questions?
Thank you.
I just have one question. This board is also about the development aspect of things. So, in your experience, how do you see an organization like yours that actually helps in the social or economic development of the region in which you're taking tourists? Apart from the tourism economy, is there something else that you are looking at?
See, we're definitely doing things like, this was a responsible traveler drive that we did in the Manali and Leh area, wherein we had tied up with local schools in Manali and in Leh, and we went with these pamphlets with the caps. We had, in fact, Nestle Maggie as one of the sponsors because they are involved with the kids. So we went in the market area and we educated the tourists. Kids doing it is a very effective thing over some adults spreading the awareness. And then these kids, in fact, we had an event in Manali wherein their parents were also part. The local people, if they are aware about the responsible travel bit, then everything falls into place. So when we say responsible travel, it's not only about littering, it's also about respecting the local heritage. So an entire half a day kind of conference was done in Manali for us.
So you see yours more as an awareness generation about
it was awareness generation.